I'm having some evil thoughts. Don't listen. Cover your ears.
I mean, when does that happen? Never. Never. It never happens. Did you see? I'm talking to a plant now.
So I've had this kind of crazy idea. Every person has a story. And you know what? So does every piece of furniture. Come along with me today, and I'll tell you a furniture fable.
I'm surprised. I'm flabbergasted. Are you? Phew. Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Andy. Welcome to Furniture Fables. Flabbergasted, eh? Doesn't seem like there's much about this Duncan Fife reproduction china cabinet that could be flabbergasting, but I guess we'll see. After my workshop redo fable, I asked you all for your input on what you would like to see next between these two pieces, and I think our tall drink of water here on the right edged out the folk art desk, but don't worry if you were hoping for that one, it'll be coming along soon. I found this china cabinet listed for free over on Facebook Marketplace, and even though taller china cabinets can be a bit challenging to sell in my parts, decided I really wanted to give it a go. This piece was most likely made in the 1940s or 50s, and it had all the trappings of its neoclassical style, including very slender inner-mounted trim, traditional hardware, and quite impressive crown trim at the top. The piece was in pretty good condition for its age. Its glass doors were intact, and had just the expected scratches, dings, and wear and tear. It was just kind of outdated, and thus unwanted. And so, with some very designy redesign plans percolating in my brain, I began. I started by removing the drawer and all of the doors. It would probably be smarter to put it on its back to take these glass doors off, but I actually don't want to try to move it with its glass doors on. That's why I'm trying to do it this way. John's not here, so I'd be moving it by myself. So I'd kind of like to take the doors off before I try to put it on its back onto the workbench, but this is kind of dumb. I'm stressing this hinge out and I'm leaving a glass door dangling. So this is gonna get a little bit dicey here. Phew, okay. That was super exciting. Let's see if we can do that again. I'm gonna start at the bottom again. It's good to start at the bottom. Don't be like that, come on. Come on, there we go. That was a close one. Trying not to strip the screw. Woo! Gotcha. We got him. All right. You come here often? These traditional tall cabinets are kind of interesting for me because I see them so often on Facebook Marketplace and people cannot get rid of them to save their lives. They try to sell them typically at first and find that there is just no interest in them. Invariably, they end up listing them for free and someone, I guess like me, picks them up or they end up in a furniture graveyard somewhere. But if you head on over to a site like Anthropologie or Crate and Barrel or Wayfair or IKEA or anywhere that carries modern furniture, you will find basically this tall cabinet, but of course with just a much more modern look. And the companies that sell the modern version of this apparently do pretty well with them. It can be a really great piece of furniture because of course it does double duty. It gives you some storage and it is a big opportunity for some style. If you want to display your favorite vintage dishery that you keep buying pieces of every summer when you go on vacation because you cannot stop yourself because for some reason you are obsessed with dishes. I mean, I don't know anyone personally like that, but I mean, some of you maybe out there are obsessed with vintage dishes. I don't have a problem. I have a big problem, and I wish I had more places to display them constantly. I don't know why. I don't really want to cook or serve food to people, but I want cute, beautiful dishes. Why? I don't know. But maybe you have like beautiful vases or vases if you're extra fancy. Family photos, memorabilia from vacations, trips, etc. You know, I started to have some evil thoughts. I'm having some evil thoughts. Don't listen. Cover your ears. Would it be really evil to just leave the glass doors off altogether? I don't know. I always have mixed feelings about glass because glass is great in that you can see it. It's on display. It's there. It is. You can enjoy it visually. But one option would be open shelving storage. A lot of people really, really like that. A lot of people would prefer to have the glass doors. The main goal I have for this piece, modernization. Can I modernize it? Because in my opinion, that is its best shot at finding a new home. Give it some cool, give it some sense of modern, while not taking it too far. It can't look like it's out of step with itself, right? If you know what I mean. So there's the challenge. We can do this. Yeah, we can find you a new home. We just gotta give you a little modern coolness. Okay. Well, let's get her up on the workbench. Here we go. It was time to get the piece cleaned, so up onto my new workbench it went. I removed its two top shelves, rehomed a spider. Very brave.
It's time to go.
As you can see.
Time to go, friend.
And then used some simple green as a basic degreasing cleaner. Okay, it is time to get serious here and commit to this modernization idea. Look away if you need to look away. No, don't look away. Stay with me. Stay with me. It's gonna be okay. I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I'm hopeful. I used my painter's tool to help remove the inset trim all along the doors and the drawer face.
They're sharp. Watch out.
And then I began my sanding, cleaning up all of the little minor scratches and dings that I could find. As I was sanding, I was thinking a lot about my design ideas, and I found myself focusing in a lot on the top of the piece.
Okay, well, I've taken another really good look at the top of the piece, and I just really want that top piece of this crown embellishment off of the piece. It's so traditional. That flare out is just such a strong, impactful look in terms of the overall vibe of the entire cabinet. Like, if I can change that bit on the top, it'll make such a big difference in just the overall look and feel. So I'm gonna try to be brave, and I'm gonna just see if I can pop this top bit of it off. Hopefully it works. Okay. All right. Oh my goodness, could it actually be this easy? Yay! Wow. 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 Okay, wow.
Yes, that is utter shock at how easy that was. It's amazing when there's no glue to deal with. I continued on with my sanding, breaking up that old finish and getting out all the little scratches, being extra careful of that really pretty fluting detail on the side of the piece. After having had that success with the top, I decided to charge forward and remove the very traditional base trim as well.
Fun to let go. Just be free. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Front, bottom nails. They just holding on. You're doing your job for such a good long time. It's time to let go. A whole new world. Oh my God. Yeah. Yes. You can go. You can do it. Oh my God, look at the fluting detail. It's almost like
magic of all in the 21st century. Check this out. Look at that. This detail. I'm surprised. I'm flabbergasted. Are you? I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's, you know what it's like? That's like you've bought this decrepit old house and it's just absolutely disgusting. And you rip up the old carpets and underneath is hardwood floors. Ooh. I mean, that never happens in furniture fabling, where you take off a piece of trim like that and find like little buried treasure. I'm so jazzed about this. Okay. Find your openings, literally. Hey, here we go. After that bit of excitement, I knew I needed to see the piece back up on its feet so I could get a good sense of its new silhouette. And because I had a little idea I wanted to see about. Wow, 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 wow. So modern, so sleek. So I've had this kind of crazy idea. That is very interesting. That's very, very interesting. For me, this is very interesting. I've completely forgotten what this cabinet looks like. I'm just out for a stroll, la-da-doo-da-doo. Look at that interesting looking cabinet. It's so unique and modern. Okay, I have flipped the script. Why not? You know, I mean, just walk in. We'll just walk in together. There we go.
I love it. Yes. I love it.
You do?
Yeah.
But like what, I mean, what about this topper? Is that crazy? A little bit crazy?
Oh, I don't think so. I think it looks cool.
I really need honesty. I need honesty because it's weird. I know, it's totally weird. Yeah, that upside down trim piece was very exciting for me. So exciting that I didn't even get a shot of it here for you. Apologies for that. Just make sure you hang out till the end. You're gonna want to see it.
It's just so fun.
It's fun.
Right?
It's fun. It's irreverent.
It's rebel.
Just like me.
Like,
Yeah, I am such a rebel, friends. I mixed up some wood filler and I applied it to the few little cracks that I found on those buried treasure feet. And then I did a little bit more sanding. As I sanded, I found a couple of spots that needed some wood glue, so I made those repairs. And then I used a little razor blade to help me clean out the bottom of those fluted feet. I wiped up all the sanding dust, and then I sealed the entire piece with some clear shellac. And then I got out my paint. This is supposed to be a really soft black with just a hint of blue undertone. Ugh. That was terrible. I decided to use this enamel paint by Behr. It's going to spray beautifully and dry down to a lovely satin sheen that is super tough and resilient. So my original design plan was going to be that I was going to use this back piece of veneer as part of the design. I thought I would lighten it up, kind of a la that black Anthropologie cabinet, to give it that kind of modern look of very dark paint with that really light wood interior. Unfortunately, that back piece ended up having some more damage than I realized it did. Damage in the way of nails that had gone through and kind of broken up the veneer. There's another veneered element that I was also kind of thinking, yeah, that'd be really cool to use, were of course the fronts of the doors and the drawer. But unfortunately, this door, I don't know if you can see it, I've been working with it for a while now, and it's almost like it got like bleached out or sun bleached or water bleached or something. It just looks completely different from the other door. So, and I mean, I suppose I could spend another couple of days trying to get them to look the same, but it just does not seem worth it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll prime them with clear shellac so that they're sealed up. What I am considering for this. This is some bamboo. Basically, it's bamboo wainscoting. It has like a webbing on the back of it, and it's installed with just glue, and you can use tiny nails, or you can use even, they say, a staple gun. And I think it's possible this could give us a really cool look. So here I go. Let's see if we can make this guy work. I measured wrong, dang it. Right. Come on, friend, you know that you want to fit. This stuff is really easy to cut. Just fold it wherever you want, and with a razor blade, slice right through. There's that piece.
Okay. Let's see how we did. Snug that right up there. Okay, that looks pretty good. There's definitely a tiny bit more of a gap right here. If I lean over this way, I can see it. If I wanted to be really fabulous here, I could take a little bit of this guy off. Let's go see what we can do.
I have to say, this bamboo was pretty great to work with. It cut as well with a razor as it did with my saw, and I think the look is going to take us in a really cool, modern direction.
Oh, so nice. Yeah. I just had to show you. Snugged right up.
With each roll costing, I believe, about $25. It's not cheap. It's a bit of an investment, but I think it's going to be worth it. You can see I chose to keep the lines going vertically on the interior, and this meant I needed to have sections determined by those shelf holders. But don't worry, I had a plan for how to disguise those cracks that right now the black paint is making very conspicuous. Once I finished the interior of the cabinet, I applied the bamboo to the fronts of the drawer and the two doors. I let those dry overnight, and then I used my Ryobi trimmer saw to take off the bamboo overhang. I found that using it on a bit of a diagonal worked great, and friends, it went through this bamboo like butter. No sweat. It was the perfect tool for this job. Once the majority of the overhang was trimmed off, I used my sander to smooth down the edges. Then I painted the two glass door frames, sorry, not on camera, with a couple of coats of the black, and I gave a black wash to the 3 shelves. I grabbed some Retique base primer, which has a very warm wood tone. It actually has wood fibers in it. And using a little artist brush, I painted over any black paint that was showing. I gave the ceiling of the cabinet a quick sand, and then I painted the outside of it black. Then I made sure that the top trim piece had 2 good coats of black as well. Okay. So as you know, I went ahead and I used that Retique base to kind of camouflage those little bits of black that were peeking through. It worked pretty well. It looks actually pretty good, and I think I would be happy enough with it. However, I realized that I have this top piece, and that's the interior of it. The exterior, I've already painted black. Well, I've done 1 coat. I might do a second one. I actually considered putting the bamboo on this topper. That would be a little bit extra, I think, because a lot of work and effort cost without, I don't think, a lot of benefit. I thought about just painting this with the Retique base. I didn't really want to do that. It's not a perfect match. The other thing is that the Retique is not inexpensive, and it's meant to do a very specific job, and I'd kind of like to salvage what I have of it to use to do that instead of using, 2 coats of it on this ceiling piece. So I went to Home Depot and I had them match up a color to the bamboo. So I'm going to add this color to our interior ceiling piece. And then I think I'll go ahead and use the little teeny tiny artist brush and I'll retouch up those little cracks on the side as well. Okay, finally time to attach the top to the piece, but first I needed to attach the ceiling to the trim. Oops, did I put it in wrong? How did I do that? No! Oh my god! It goes like this. You dum-dum. It's a warm day. Were you screaming at the TV? Yeah, you may not have been screaming because this is getting confusing. Even for the person whose bright idea it was. These things happen, friends.
Let's see.
The important thing is to not get too demoralized.
I knew I was going to do that.
Yep, I knew it.
I knew it.
I knew it.
And I still did it. Ugh. I just got back from vacation and I don't know, Does anyone come back from vacation feeling well rested?
I continued to yak with you about how tired I was here for a bit.
Got it nice and dented. It adds character. Okay, we're doing okay?
Yep,
Everything
it's fine.
is just fine.
It's just fine.
Never give up!
And after all of that drama, here we go, adding the top. My hope with turning this top around is that we are actually going to go from a very Western traditional look to actually kind of an Eastern traditional look. And that, along with our bamboo accent, is going to give the piece a completely different feel. And it's actually going to work, I think, really well with its original fluted details. It was on and looking good, so I got out some paintable caulk and I added that along the line where you can see that bamboo colored paint peeking through. We're going to have also a little inset compartment at the top of the piece, which actually I think it's going to be kind of cool because, you could put something up there like a plant or a vase or whatever, or a vase. A vase would also be appropriate. And it's going to have a little lip there that's going to keep it from, falling off when a cat comes along and attempts to push it. It's genius. Time to put the glass doors back on, because of course we're keeping the glass doors. Was it ever a doubt? Well, I don't know, maybe it was. Time to get ready for hardware. I used the original holes as a guide to drill into the bamboo, but before I added it, decided to go ahead and add my liner paper. This is a beautiful Japanese blossoming trees and cranes print. It is not peel and stick, so I needed to use some wallpaper adhesive, but honestly, it's almost just as easy. Or hard. Just as hard. Wallpapering is hard for me. I don't know. Especially interior cabinets where I have to lie on the ground to get the paper in. Once I had finished that lower cabinet, I did the far more easy application of installing it on the inside of the two lower doors. The hardware I've chosen has kept me up at night, friends. I go back and forth on this one. The good news is that if the piece doesn't sell or I decide I've just made a mistake and I can't handle this, no pun intended, I've got more toned down options that I can switch out to. With that in mind, let's take a step back, because we're gonna need some space to take in this tall drink of water. Okay. Do you remember our Duncan Fife reproduction? Traditional and tired, with bones made to last, but very ready for a redo? Well, here she is. Now. I can barely believe my eyes, and I was the one who did the work. Is that the same cabinet? Decked out in soft black, our tall drink of water is seeing things from a fresh point of view. New veneers, uncovered fluted feet, warm paper accents, a completely refreshed interior, statement hardware, and a flipped top have catapulted this cabinet into the 21st century. So how much did our deconstructed Fife cost me? Well, the cabinet, of course, was free. I spent about $40 on paint. That bamboo cost me $75. I spent a good $25 for the wallpaper. And my hardware, $60. I'll throw in another $40 for shellac, brushes, wallpaper paste, fillers, sandpaper, glue, etc., bringing my total out-of-pocket cost to $240. So what might I list it for? Well, as you know, I love your input, so please share if you have thoughts, but I am thinking this one might get pushed up into the 4 digits. We shall see. And I'll let you know what its fate is. So what did you think? Does the deconstructed reproduction speak to you? What do you think about the bamboo? How about its newly discovered shoes? And what about that topsy-turvy trim piece? Is it the cherry on top of our crisp cabinet? Or are you blowing your lid? Leave me a comment and let me know what you think. It's literally my favorite thing to get to hear your thoughts and feelings on the Fable. And make sure to like and subscribe. It's a huge help to my channel. And you won't want to miss the very different direction this cabinet's little friend will be heading in. Thanks so much for joining me, my friends. I will see you next time for more Furniture Fables. Yes. Sorry. You're doing great. Okay, everyone. Thank you for joining me here in the workshop. Some of us just woke up. Others of us have been up since 5 in the morning. Wow. Guess which one of the two of these has been up since 5? It's not the teenager. In any case, okay, I'm trying to choose the liner paper, friends. Vince, are you?
No, I like this one. Yeah. Blends in.
Yeah, scooch this way, everybody. Scooch this way. Wow. You heard it here first. So stop ASMRing. I mean, is it like, does this read as like anthropology, cool kind of thing? Or is it?
That means.
You don't know what that means either. Okay. 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 Well, thank you. You've both been an enormous help.
Good. Okay.
You can both go now. Thank you. Thank you, family. Thank you, family. You're amazing. Appreciate you very much.